A misted visor is a real pain in the neck. We're just going to get dried off and I'll show you a free way to get rid of mist completely. Right, so what you need, some washing up liquid and a small pot to put it into. Take the washing up liquid, a few drops on the bottom, and then leave that somewhere warm. Leave that by the radiator or something overnight, a couple of days. And what you're trying to do is get rid of the sort of the liquid, so it turns into a more of a solid paste. I've got this one here. I made this 6-7 years ago. You can probably just see a little bit of paste in the bottom of it. You just need to get a little tiny bit on your finger, tip your finger, the smallest amount, and then start rubbing it over the inside of the visor. Try and spread it out as much as you can over the whole thing, because wherever you leave a gap, you can guarantee it's going to mist up there. You can't get it all because you can't get your fingers down. So I'm not sure if you can see, but it's quite difficult to see out that at the moment. So what you need to do then is polish it out a little bit. Take a soft cloth and just go over it very, very gently, just trying to polish it in a little bit. What you're trying to do here is you're trying to leave the layer of washing up liquid on the visor, but just wiping it enough so you can actually see out of it. Obviously the more you wipe, the less effective the washing up liquid's going to be. So it's a bit of trial and error. Just don't wipe it all off. Okay. So you can see, I'd probably polish this a little bit more actually, but it's got a layer over it now. If you got that will not mist up. It's not perfect because there'll be bits that you've sort of polished too far, polished too much, or there might be bits that you missed, but it'll do. Obviously there's products out there you can buy that are going to do this, be much more effective than this, but I've never felt the need to just go out and buy this stuff. This has been perfectly adequate for me, and I ride all winters anyway. Maybe if I was doing long mileage or something like that, I'd probably go out and spend the money. But maybe I'll do another video on a commercial product and see what it is. But like I say, that was from a couple of millimetres of washing up liquid several years ago, and it's still got loads in it. It's going to last me another few years. It's not perfect, you know, it's not great. Sometimes if you're on the bike and the rain gets inside from the top, you know what it's like. Sometimes you have to lift it to get rid of the mist, you know, and you get the gradual build up of moisture. Then obviously, well, you're not going to get like washing up bubbles filling the helmet, but it will wipe it off, and you know, you'd have to try and do it again. This probably lasts 2-3 rides, and then I'll put another amount on. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed, for those that are into the Defender channel, I'm now uploading all my photos I took during the last few years. So go subscribe to the Facebook channel, details below, or Instagram or Twitter. You don't have to go to all three. I generally be uploading the photos using Instagram, and then that'll automatically put them onto Twitter and Facebook as well. So I've got dozens and dozens of photos I'll be putting up over the next few weeks, leading up to when I do the next Defender video in a few weeks' time. Right, it's Super Saturday for Six Nations Rugby in the UK, so I'm now off down the pub to have a few beers.